All right, everybody, welcome to Tape Heads. My name is Charles, one of the most hated and loved people in VHS. We're here to talk about the best and probably the worst in VHS. Let's go.
I love how we lose Pablo right as soon as we start.
Pablo
There he
was
is.
like, look, I'm done. My name's Pablo. You guys had me for 4 minutes.
Prowler.
You're a prowler. Is that what you were arrested for, prowling?
Prowler.
I thought so.
Right.
What?
So
What? The chef.
We're waiting on Mr. Mikey. I'm hoping he pops in. He said he was going to try to pop in when he got home at 9:30. I want to see what pickups he's got because he's been MIA for so long.
He's probably
So,
got like 1,000.
oh my god,
1,000.
I know.
And Carter has 500.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over the couple things I pulled out for a market report to see if you guys know anything about these. Get your opinions on them.
What you got?
Let's see here. Okay, so to start, what is this?
Oh, Grave of the Fireflies is a great movie, man.
It went for
Never-
$12.50. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's an '88 film. I'm not big into Japanese animated films, but I actually know this one. It's really well known, really highly regarded, and the tape is pretty rare, so it's pretty cool. I don't know. It's kind of more than I would have spent on it, but it's nice. It's a nice copy, really nice copy. It's got a 10 for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I had never heard of this at all.
It's a really good movie. I mean, if you like, I would say even if you're not really big into Japanese animated films, that one's actually really good.
I feel like the only ones I've ever watched were like Miyazaki films, and I've seen them go, but I feel like not for this high.
Well, I mean, it's nice to see that there's a little bit of love spreading to different types of genres and everything like this, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see what else got here.
Oh.
Godzilla went for $15.25.
I almost bought this. I wish I would have.
What kept you?
It was like my cut was 15, and it went above it, and I was just like, so I didn't.
What
And
year? What year is that?
That's an '83 Vestron. Why I'm upset is I have every Godzilla release from the '80s except for this one. This is the very first Godzilla film ever released. For the first Godzilla, super hard to find, and I'm kind of regretting not buying.
Is this the first Godzilla movie from 1954?
Yeah, and
Yep.
the first one, it's a Vestron release. Really hard to find. Even open, it's hard to find in good shape.
Yeah, love that cover. It's so wicked. It's
I
classic.
think that could have good legs. I mean, who got that is it's probably going to be a great long-term one. If you grade that and get it to the right crowd, I mean, that could be $3-4 grand easy.
Damn.
I just love that box art. It's so wicked.
I love kaiju movies. Kaiju movies are great, and I'm just like, I know what's going to happen is I didn't buy this, and 2 years down the road, it's going to end up at auction for like $5 grand, and then I'm going to buy it and be like, well, great, I have it now.
Okay, so this one shocked me a little bit. I have no idea why these keep going up. I mean, granted, this one is graded, but it's a shitty grade, and it still went for $6.60. Like, there's got to be a million of these.
Yeah.
I want to think about Pokemon. If a Pokemon popped out right in front of me and shook its little booty at me, I'd be like, I don't know what that is. So
It just blows my mind. I mean, these are like in the 2000s. There's got to be so many of them.
there's got to be. I mean, but we see stuff like Pokemon. It's like turtles, you know. It's always desirable. Like there's more Pokemon fans than there are tapes, probably. So
That's true. That's true. There's a ton of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out there. I feel like it doesn't matter how much Ninja Turtle stuff they make, there will always be more fans than there is stuff. Which is bizarre because I thought that about. I find Star Trek tapes all the fucking time, and they're seemingly like worthless. And I'm like, anything Star Trek. It's like there's cards and there's dolls. There's all kinds of like collectible shit. But I'm like,
Yeah.
there's just so much of it, and none of it's worth anything. So I figured
not like
Pokemon
Star
would be like the
Wars,
same
you know?
thing.
Yeah,
It's not like Star Wars.
Star Trek to the curve.
The only Star Trek ones worth money are the really early Paramounts with the waterfall and the nice Paramount home video in the front, because those are the really early releases. I think those are not even Star Trek fans. It's more just VHS fans trying to get the early releases of stuff, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I always think with those shows that are like on TV forever and they mass produce like the the stuff that you can buy for it. That
Mhm.
it won't be worth anything, but that doesn't seem to be true with Ninja Turtles and Pokemon. So I don't know. I keep seeing people with boxes of these, and I'm like, maybe I should start buying some of these boxes.
Maybe, and it's that stuff that, sometimes it's kind of a double-edged sword because it's like, you'll say, okay, they made so many of these because it was popular, but even when they make so many, usually they're all open because people want to open them, and so you don't end up with a lot that remains sealed.
That's true enough. True enough.
I will buy the Charizards on VHS.
Yeah.
You buy them. Tell me how they look. I don't know anything about Pokemon, so I won't ever buy one.
That's me. I don't know anything about it. What do you guys think about this? I feel like I feel like in the beginning these weren't worth shit, and now I see the price of them slowly creeping up.
And I just keep seeing more of them on the market, but they keep going up. So
I know. Yeah. Again, another anomaly for me. I don't get it. It seems like the more of them there are, the price keeps going up.
Yeah.
Okay, so marketing promotional reel is different than a screener.
Yeah, this would have been something the video store would have put in, and it's essentially like coming soon, Jurassic Park, #1 movie, like a trailer basically, and like stuff you could get and everything.
So basically, it's a few minutes.
Yeah, it's probably like 12 or 13 minutes max, I think. Maybe on the back it says, but there shouldn't be too long. It's like an inside look.
Oh, it doesn't say on it anywhere.
Maybe somebody out there knows how long these are. I've never even had to open one of these because, I sell a lot of used tapes too, but Jurassic Park on the open market isn't really that desirable of a tape. There's a lot of them out there. So
yeah, it's weird that like I couldn't sell them for shit, and then the past like 3 months, everyone keeps asking me if they have them. I'm like, I literally dumped them because no one wanted them. Why do you guys want these now? Like,
they got hot for a hot minute, and then they just kind of went back into the wind.
Didn't they have like a new movie or something out?
Yeah.
That's probably why.
Yep.
Yeah.
I should have anticipated that,
but yeah, marketing reel. You'll see that sometimes, like if you see some of the early like the horror stuff, you'll see it says like mini promo reel or mini reel or trailer on it, but it looks like the box art. It's the same thing. They'll have like a trailer that you could run while your video store.
I remember seeing a screener go for about 200 like a couple months ago. So what's more desirable, this or a screener?
I mean, I think a screener would be more desirable because the screener is your first actual release of the movie, but it can also depend on when it's from. I mean, if you run into like a demo reel from the 80s, it's equally as rare. There's not as popular in the 80s. You didn't see too many of them. So when you get to stuff like Jurassic Park, I mean, you have to think that there was probably, a lot more of these promo reels than they were demo tapes. They probably just had these out to everybody. You want to see a promo reel here? Boom, boom, boom. But like Chris said in the comments that Jurassic Park has its fans, and it does. Jurassic Park seems to be, just ever since Lost World came out. I mean, Jurassic World came out. It's just been climbing. So.
Okay. See what else.
Yeah.
Okay, this was from. I didn't know if last week we talked about this or not because I couldn't remember if I had looked up the betas or not. But do you guys think that's a good price for that?
Yeah, that's a decent price.
I honestly don't know what they're going for now. It was after the movie came out.
I think that's a second run of the beta. No, that's a first. That's a first run of the beta. That's actually a pretty good price. I mean, it's more around a $1,200 tape in my opinion. So that's a pretty good price.
Okay, how could you tell first, second run?
Well, this one with the waterfall in the back and the 75th on the front would have been the first.
Oh yeah.
75th is 1987, 87 when they did these, and it being a beta, there probably wasn't too many runs of this,
yeah, with betas, I typically, when they have the Paramount on the back, I'm like, oh yeah, it must be first print, but I forget that not all betas were one run, one and done.
Okay,
not all of them.
Last week behind the scenes, I had shown you the two-tone Top Gun with the watermarks on the side. Is that still considered first or no?
So your two-tone one was interesting because it was two-tone with the side. It's kind of interesting because that's probably a later. It's probably a later run of the first or a very early of the second because your two-tone tape should have been your first release, which is interesting on the VHS. But that one this beta is as a first run. And as we're getting into later, like 87, 88, there probably wasn't very many runs of these betas because they were not even doing too many sales reports, at least at the time.
Yeah, your two-tone beta, Carter, is the only one I've ever seen like that. So bizarre.
I tell you what, I've seen open ones because I was doing a scan, and I have seen them, but they're all open.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It'd be cool to compare because, like you said, I haven't seen that two-tone one either in a sealed, and it's interesting. It's one of those where it's going to be probably a lot of guesstimation because it may be that, the either the really early betas maybe had a two-tone tape, but it being a side one could be that it, they maybe sold through a lot of betas and they didn't want to make a lot more, so maybe they ran another batch of them with just the side Paramount.
Did any of you guys see the new Top Gun movie?
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I wondered if it like tanked or what. I thought that, people holding on to these, I'm like, is this going to be the tape that you should hold long term, or should everybody dump them after the movie comes out?
Honestly, hell no. I love that. Like that 75th anniversary logo and the box art. That thing's a keeper. I love that.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think this guy got a pretty good deal on it. If the movie was good and people are going to hold on to them, you think, then that's probably a really good price on that.
In the comments, George mentioned that the combo variants are going to be fascinating when we get a census. That's true because I think there's so many of these that have a lot of questions. Now, when we're talking about the betas and the VHSs that were made, that's the duplicator. So if you ever hear the word duplicator, that's who actually printed these and put them out for the company. And my understanding is Paramount only used one duplicator, so it's kind of interesting, if it's different, like why there'd be variants and stuff, and it may be questions that'd be really hard for us to get answers to. We have to I'm
trying to get Mikey on.
We have to go to find people who I think our end result. A lot of this stuff is we're gonna have to find people who worked at these duplicators and manufacturers at the time and see if anybody has any insight from that time period.
Yeah, I think these Betamax at least double the money, man, in auction.
Absolutely.
I think that Betamax, I think if that was graded, that's a really clean. And I think that's graded. It would have a high grade, and I'd be surprised if it went under $1,500. I mean, really, it's beautiful.
Okay, let's see what else I found here. Friday the 13th.
That was a recent.
It was the 18th, July 18th. I tried to go back a little bit because I know some people were like, hey, don't do the market report on stuff that just sold because then people are stealing and backdooring our shit. And I was like, oh, my fault.
Yeah, they are.
I think I know.
It happens to me too.
So I'm trying to go back a week or two on the market reports, but I didn't see any of these end. I was not paying attention at all because I was on vacation, but
this is a cool one.
Someone that I knew got this one, so he's definitely a big Friday the 13th fan, and he was happy that he got this one.
Yeah, so these are. I'm going to tell you guys, when we get to horror, the betas of these are a lot rarer than the VHS, and finding one of these sealed, this is an original release, so hard. And even open, a clean open beta of these go for $75-$80 now. I mean, they're really high up there. So I think this was a steal at $419.
That's a good point, and especially it's weird with Friday the 13th. The later you go into the movies, they should be more valuable for Betamax because Betamax was basically dead, 87, 88.
Yeah, I gave Heritage Jason Takes Manhattan beta, which is really hard to find.
What number movie is that?
8.
The 8th one?
Yeah.
There's so fucking many of these. I always wonder that about these. And I saw too just recently that someone had sold the whole set of the, what is it? The newer prints. They're like Gate something.
Oh, Gateway.
Gateway, yeah. Somebody sold all of the gateways together in a set, and it only went for a couple $100. But on Friday the 13th of last year, I sold the whole set of them sealed for $700 or $800. So I'm like, I must have just got lucky on that.
Yeah. The Gateway ones are pretty common. They all came out in 94, 95, and they're really mass produced. And they were brought out an extended play too, so they didn't even look good. And there's a lot of them out there. I have a lot of them because honestly, I mean, if you like Friday the 13th, they're still cool to get and get them graded because they look cool. I mean, it's the same cover art, so it's just a newer print.
Yeah, the betas would definitely be cool. I actually just got a beta player. I never collected betas because I'm like, I don't have an attachment to them. I had VHS when I was a kid, so that's like what I
Welcome.
like. But yeah, I got a beta player. Now I'm like, ooh.
And
now
they're
I'm
so
regretting
hard,
all
man.
selling my beta horrors because I'm like,
Oh, wow, nice.
I get so many people who are like, do you have any really good, clean, used beta horror? I'm like, it's so hard to come by that. Now when I get it, I just don't let it go. I'm like, well, it's mine. So I'm like, sorry.
Did you
Alright,
come
let's see.
across it? Yes.
how about this, guys?
Holy crap.
Yeah,
This is about normal for
3105.
these.
Really? Is it? Oh my god.
Mhm. So they sold a cleaner beta of this at the Golden auction a couple months ago for about $4,000. I think it was Comic Connect or one of those. This is an iconic film, and this is early release. It's the second release of Chainsaw. The first one was Wizard, but I mean, I think I'm kind of surprised how many of these have kind of popped up the last few months. There's been a few betas and a couple VHSs that have popped up, but this is still. I mean, you got a double flat box, and it's cool. I mean, it's Texas Chainsaw. It's never going to go down in value. It's Texas Chainsaw. It's always going to be iconic.
Why is the watermark backwards? You see that? Like, it's
media. I've seen that before.
that's fucking bizarre.
Yeah, this is an early watermark too. So the waterfall sort of watermark on the back, that's an early media watermark. So this to me would be like the first released on beta. If I saw this, it's like with that watermark and a full box, I'm like, yeah, that's the first beta release. So that's pretty cool.
I love this one. I almost love this cover
outside of
more than the
Wizard.
original.
Yeah, the wizard ones are always going to be the most valuable. They're super rare, but these are pretty rare too. I mean, the box is so cool. That darker sort of brown box kind of gives it that grungy Texas feel, and I love it.
It's definitely great art on that one. But I think that's all I had for that. So the other thing I wanted to ask you guys, I know we've gone through some different years of VHS, and I usually have like a whole PowerPoint, but I was like, we'll kill some time before Mikey shows up, and I'll pull up the domestic box office for 1981 and ask you guys, out of the year of 1981, which films do you see being best to collect on VHS? I mean, I feel like all the Indiana Jones for sure.
Indiana Jones for sure.
That's
Indiana
an easy
Jones, one. Yeah. So I think 81, Superman 2 came out in 81, right? So
third on the list.
Superman 2, that was rushed to VHS pretty quickly. So there is a very early release of Superman 2 you can get. If those are ones that'd be worth a lot of money, of course.
I mean, I'm looking at those 13 top ranking, and I would just stick with horror stuff, like The Howling and.
Dude, every time I look at these lists, I'm like,
what is the horror?
Right, because the horror is such a big deal now, but I guess the years that it came out, it just didn't hit the box office. Is the only one in this top 13 I would be like maybe Stripes and Indiana Jones. The rest of these, I probably wouldn't bat an eye because I'm like haven't heard of half of them.
So I have a love for Cannonball Run. I saw Cannonball Run on that list. I love Carsploitation. Cannonball Run is one of my favorite movies. It's ridiculously awesome. So I would love a very early release of that. The first release of Cannonball Run is a Vestron video release, and it's really hard to find. So,
like for example, where is this movie in that ranking?
What is it, The Prowler? Oh, I don't know. Probably isn't on here at all.
Where is The Prowler?
Halloween 2 even ranks all the way like 30. That would be a good one, though, I would think, to find on VHS.
2, yeah. Halloween 2, I mean, your first release is going to be an MCA Rainbow. And if there's an MCA Rainbow Halloween 2, that'd be a big dollar tape. I mean,
is that the one? It does it have the stereo ribbon on it? Is that the first release? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, if we ran across one of those that was sealed in really good shape with nice watermarks, 8,000 to 10,000, I would be surprised. I mean, I would. Yeah. It's really hard to find.
That's another one.
Escape from New York, beautiful movie.
Always a good one to pick up.
Yeah, fantastic. That's a great one to collect.
Okay, so what about, say, I know who put out Escape from New York?
That should be a big one, man.
Escape from New York was Embassy. Oh yeah,
Embassy.
Embassy. That's convenient.
Yeah.
So it's right there.
So if you find Escape from New York Embassy with watermarks, that should be also $5,000 to $7,000 tape, in my opinion.
The first release, yeah, really hard to find. Really hard to find.
What about subsequent release, like a second one?
I mean, again, those to me are not good investments, but that's my opinion. You know, obviously, if you can get it as cheap as possible, but if you want to put it in auction, sometimes someone that doesn't know what they're doing, you know, they might go $1,000 on it.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that actually.
1,200.
Yeah, you know, there wasn't too many. I'm trying to remember in my head. There wasn't too many runs of early Escape from New York. Like I know the Embassy one was like this is 81, but the Embassy release I don't think came out to 84, and I believe that was the very first release was 1984 Embassy. After that, I don't think it came out again until Polygram brought it out in 94, if I'm not mistaken. I think
I know Nelson has a print of it too.
Yeah, so I think there was a lot of those runs with Nelson and Embassy. You know how they did for a few years.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was done. You know how the later ones have the New Line Cinema watermarks when New Line bought it. I don't think it was ever redistributed under that watermark either.
Yeah, the letterbox ones seem to go for like around $20, but the Nelson ones, the earlier Nelson ones, seem to go for $50 to $80.
Open?
So I mean, they're not worthless. No, I'm sealed. I mean, they're not completely worthless, but they're definitely not anywhere near what the Embassy ones go for.
Yeah, not with the Embassy. I mean, I think I've seen one or two sealed. No, I think I've seen two sealed early Embassy ones, and they weren't for sale. But I mean, I would love to have one. I don't have one either.
By the way, George asked me if this is sealed. No, this is not sealed, George. This is open. If this was sealed, this will definitely be super valuable.
If that was sealed, I would buy it from you right now.
If that were sealed, would you have it graded already or no?
Yeah, I mean, this obviously, but this is the big box. You know, still probably
PCI.
Find some of these sealed. You know, there's a lot of horror collectors that they might have one of these sealed. So definitely a good one to. If you find of these sealed, you have to get it graded for sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what. Yeah, there Nico was talking about it. I didn't want to mention it until he brought it up. So he's got one that we sent to Heritage Auction. I thought it was a first print. I think he did say it was a second print. We're maybe debating on whether it is or not. I thought it was a first print, but I also think it's a beta too. So I'm like, what are the chances that it's going to be
New York? No, that should be the first release for Nico.
Yeah, if it's that. There's a few runs on the Embassy Nelson, but mostly on VHS. I think Beta was just a one and done.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought too. But I don't remember if that was one of the ones that was Beta or if it was for VHS.
If it's in Heritage, don't worry. Charles will bid on it. Don't worry.
Yeah. I haven't seen another one since though. I
love John Carpenter.
Embassy at all.
John Carpenter is one of my favorite directors of all time. So I mean, if it's something I don't have that's John Carpenter and it's early, I'm gonna go for it.
I think it'll do well. I'm excited to see it. So yeah, Howling was all the way down on the 41st.
Oh, Howling, man, so overshadowed by American Werewolf in London, but it's so good.
The Scanners, that's a good one right there.
Scanners, yeah. I actually
Scanners,
got two. I've got two first releases of Scanners in my collection from Embassy.
Nice.
There's just so many of these that I always thought that would be a good basis on.
Evil Dead is even there. Evil Dead should be there somewhere.
Oh my God, let's skip the first. My Bloody Valentine. And that one goes for a lot, and it ranked awful. So you apparently do not base what you buy off of what the box office has said.
So 71, The Funhouse. The Funhouse is a great movie directed by Tobe Hooper, who did Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And let me tell you, The Funhouse is really difficult to find, even the later 90s releases. Like one of them sold on eBay. It was like the last 98 release for like $100 sealed. And it's even hard to find. I mean, it's a fantastic film. As well as, Student Bodies, number 80 there is another horror movie from the 80s. Got really big cult status. There's an early Paramount of that. I know it's sold at an auction for like $800 or $900. So it's pretty good tape.
Yeah, there's and I had a beta one of those for a while, an open one.
Yeah.
Like I think
It took me forever to get rid of my beta horror, though.
Really?
I feel like I don't have a market for it with my people. They all collect VHS apparently. So
Too soon.
yeah, too soon.
Sold too soon.
Yep.
So it seems like you should go further. Like the further you go down on this chart, on this list, that's where you should be looking.
Right, apparently.
Well, yeah, some of these movies, like you pass The Hand up there, and The Hand is actually a really great horror movie, and The Hand bombed at the box office.
Evil Dead, it doesn't make it even.
No, Evil Dead did not even make it in the top 115.
That should be the most valuable horror movie from that year.
The Evil Dead would be a really, really expensive one. If you got the original Congress release and it was nice and clean, yeah, I mean it'd be a great one. You know when Evil Dead was released, it actually did pretty good at the box office.
I mean, it did well enough so they got the money to do the second one.
Yeah, it only made like $3 million, but Evil Dead didn't cost that much to make either. So
didn't even make the list. That's bizarre. Well, I guess you guys have any cool stuff you get this week that you want to show off?
Well, I'll show you guys. Today is we were talking before we started that today is the 35th anniversary of one of the best vampire movies of all times. July 31st, 1987, this baby came out. And this is the first release, I think, with or at least early release, the 87 in the back. But I love these movies growing up, guys. So today is 35 years ago.
Your first release would have the Warner Brothers sticker on the bottom because they had those on there.
No, I guess no. But early release.
That's an early release, though. The very first ones, you know how they had those Warner Home Video ones that were on the clamshells? They put those on the bottom of some of those, and that's the very first one. Hey, Homesteading Northern Michigan said they have the Congress Video Evil Dead sealed. That's a cool one. So, yeah, that's cool.
Like Betamax.
Early.
It just went for 2,000, I think, recent auction.
Yeah.
Real
That's
cheap.
A steal.
Yeah, that seems cheap. Even though that's expensive to me, it seems cheap.
No, that's pretty cheap for that. That's a good hold. I mean, that's the first release of Indiana Jones. So, Double Dragon.
For video game fans, Double Dragon with Universal watermarks.
Yeah,
I've never heard of this.
I think we should remake this. I think we should redo this cover. Like, I want to be the one in red.
So many coins into this video game in the 90s. Then I have Never Ending Story, but the 91 release, not the 87.
Still cool. Still hard to find.
I wish I could find the 87 of this one. Then I have
Nice demo.
Charlize Theron. The promo code.
Paramount used those same demo stickers for like 30 years. They never changed that demo sticker.
And then
I've got Paramount demos from the 80s with Spaceballs, dude. Hard to find.
That's pretty wicked, yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Really difficult to get.
This is a classic. So many one-liners. It's hilarious.
Schultz be with you.
That's all I got, guys. What about you, Carter?
Yeah, we got
Carter. I know you got something.
Prices.
Listen, I'm balling on a budget, so we're going in this cheap. Okay, so we've got Fatal Attraction first release.
Ooh, if it's Paramount, it should have back watermarks, right?
First release.
It should be on the back, I think.
Well, here's the thing. Every sealed copy that I've seen, like this, has the side watermark.
I think
the blue.
What year was this one? 89?
80. Okay, so I guess the movie was 88. Possibly this is an 89 release.
See, by then Paramount was mostly doing side. They weren't doing back ones. Back ones kind of fizzled after 87, 88. So
yeah,
I would say this is likely maybe a first one.
I know the Hi-Fi and the UPC is up at the top. And
you know what? If he says 80, 89, I think it's second because the movie came in 87.
Okay, so this is 88 then.
Oh, the box says 88 on the back.
Yeah. Yep. Box says
Yeah.
88.
Then it's possible release. Yeah.
So and we have a hideous sticker
That's easy to get off.
that looks awful.
It says
And-
1795.
What was that? It says, what the heck does this say? It says, yeah, 1795. I don't know if you can see
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy to get off.
Okay.
Get that off here.
So yeah, a lot of guys that were married at that time, they were just staying married and faithful after this movie.
Right? I was
It's a
excited.
great movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
the bunny,
I
the
was
bunny
really
scene.
excited. Yeah, and I was like trying to search for a first print of this was a bitch. Oddly.
Yeah. So again, in our comments, Homesteading Northern Michigan said they have the first release beta. So I want to ask Homesteading if your beta has watermarks on the back or if it's a side watermark. Too.
I know. Okay, I noticed with Major League, the VHS has the side watermarks and the Betamax has the back watermark.
The back. That's what I was wondering too, because I did see that with Major League, like you said, like Major League. I've seen that. The only time I've seen back, yeah. So he said waterfall too. So
Let's do another Paramount release. So we got
airplane.
Airplane, and okay, it's not a 6-sided, but at least it has the watermark on the side.
What's your copyright date on that one? Like 81, 82?
1980.
So with it being a side watermark, it's probably more of an 84 and 85 because that would have had waterfall on the back.
Okay.
They did another run of Airplane later, but I think it was 86 or 87 where it got rid of the Paramount Home Video, and they kind of ran that box for like 5 or 6 years. So
Okay.
It being side, I would say it's probably a second.
Yeah, I appreciate this at least.
Well, regardless, like that box is always going to anything anybody watching to anything you see that has that sort of box, Paramount Home Video with the Paramount logo, always totally cool to get because those are early releases.
So would this be, say, a second release?
Likely second or third. It's kind of hard because it really, I think it's going to boil down to how popular it was because honestly, like they would have ran the back watermarks, and when they did the side, you can't really determine how many they ran with that side watermark, you know? They may have did like an 83, 84, 85 or something, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
But I think it's still cool. Really hard to find.
I got it cheap enough, so it's all good.
Surely
it's
you
a
can't be
steal, man.
serious.
Anything that has that Paramount Home Video logos in the front, that's pre-85, 86, I always buy those, you know?
All right, cool. All right, next is Paddy Hurst.
Oh, that's a good find.
Yeah, this is from, I want to say, oh, crap. I forget. I totally forget. I believe I want to say 80, between 87 and 89.
Yeah, you got the media watermarks in the front.
Yeah, and it's got the little stickers. So this one is above the plastic, and this one is underneath the plastic.
Yeah, the movie came in 88, so that has to be an 88 or 89 VHS.
Sweet.
Media was known for doing stickers under the plastic too. They did them in the early ones. You would see the recorded and SP sticker under the plastic. This is legit. This is cool. And this is later. So like you guys got to remember, 89 media was in the process of being bought by Video Treasures. So like these later ones with watermarks are always really hard to find.
Ving Rhames.
That's a cool movie, actually. It's a really good movie, actually.
Yeah,
It's got
there's something about these media releases with the 2 watermarks, and then you got the little stickers on it. There's something that I dig about it. So
that's cool. It's a fun movie. William Forsythe's in that too, and Paddy Hurst is played by Natasha Richardson, if I remember. So it's a pretty cool movie.
Okay, let's try to make sense out of this. So I just got this over the weekend.
Playhouse.
100 White Rifled with the great Jim Brown.
Nice.
This is the Playhouse release. Okay, was there a magnetic version of this, or was that just strictly in the UK?
Of that release,
Yeah.
100 Rifles. I'm not sure. Playhouse Video was a subsidiary of CBS Fox, so your Playhouse watermarks are cool, though. You know,
Playhouse watermarks. What year is this? Okay, so the date on this is 87.
that's about middle. So Playhouse was a company. Playhouse went out of business in '89, I believe. They were around for like 5 or 6 years.
Mhm.
They did a lot of more artsy movies, more old school movies, like they released Planet of the Apes and that kind of stuff. They're still really rare.
I'll tell you what. I do have a Planet of the Apes, but it has it's kind of like this, but it has the Fox blue watermark. Is that any good or no?
Is it a Playhouse one?
Yeah.
It's still a pretty good one. That was a subsidiary of CBS Fox, so your Fox Video watermark would have mean they probably wrapped that one in about 90 or 91. So it's
Okay.
definitely a later one, but it's before they did another release. I think it's still cool. It's still an early release.
All right. Okay. So, okay. Does this count as a late release? Constantine,
That's 2005, right?
2005. Yeah.
I mean, it's right there on the edge. It's right on the edge.
Yeah, they rushed this to video. So Constantine came out to VHS 2005 as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not sure of how rare they are, but I like the movie. Yeah, and it's got a great watermark. Oh, that blue watermark's cool.
Blue watermark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's a solid one to have.
Keanu Reeves, you cannot go wrong with Keanu.
That's for sure. I know that's right.
Yeah, that
He's
one's a
so
little-
wholesome.
I don't see too many of those sealed, so I mean, it's probably a pretty cool pickup. Yeah, I haven't seen too many of those sealed, I don't think.
All right, and we're doing a movie from, I believe this is from 87. So this is Eat the Rich.
I like that message.
The Norman Rockwell style cover is great on that.
There's something about these like Band-Aid looking stickers from
Columbia ones,
RCA. Yeah, I love them. I try to find them.
Does that mean his first release, Charles, when you see that little Band-Aid sticker at the bottom from RCA?
Yeah, generally that one would be a first because that came out. Eat the Rich was 87. I think that's an 88, and they stopped in those Band-Aids. I think 88 or 89. So I mean, that's got to be the first one. Eat the Rich is a weird movie if you've never seen it. It's got a Lemmy in it, Lemmy from
Yeah.
Motorhead. So yeah, it's
What?
yeah.
There he is, right there.
On my
There he is,
list to watch.
Yeah, I got a chance to listen to him to the opening theme, and he goes hard on it. That voice, man, that is an unmistakable voice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sick.
I'd recommend watching it. It's a weird, like British black comedy film. It's really goofy.
yeah, and the watermarks are here, barely noticeable, but they're there. So
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
I've seen a lot of those RCA Columbia ones. The watermarks wear off really easy too. If there's been a lot of touch with the hands, your finger acid will get those off really easy.
Oh yeah, that's why we got to put this thing back in plastic in a minute. So yeah, very happy about that. And I guess let's do these. Okay, so which one is which? Which one is which? As far as White Men Can't Jump.
What's the bottom part of the other one say? Include.
Okay, so the bottom part it should say includes a version with Boys to Men music video. And that's like pretty much the only difference. Both of them have
It's the same.
Yeah, both of them have the blue watermarks.
I honestly don't know White Man Can't Jump that well. The release.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I would say that the music video is a later one because it would make sense that they would add something to another release, but it wouldn't
not
really
take
make
it
a lot
off.
of sense to take it off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, unless there was some sort of like music lawsuit, which I don't think there was. So
Hmm.
Yeah, because I legit, it seems both of them are pretty damn desirable. Every time.
Let me ask you this, Carter. Is the barcode are the same numbers on the right on the top? Yeah, the numbers on the code is the same code.
Exactly the same. I know.
And it's the same tape, in my opinion. They came at the same time.
Okay.
Hmm.
In my opinion, they should be equal valuable because they have the same barcode.
Yeah, anytime these pop up for under $100, they immediately go.
That's like huge. I love that movie. So that's a great buy, and it's gonna be a White Man Can't Jump next year.
Yeah.
They do
It's a good
another
buy. It's a good buy.
buy, man.
Okay, and we got a poster. We got some posters going on here. So we got
He is
this
all
is
in.
this is probably the closest I'm gonna come to getting Pulp Fiction on VHS. So we have Pulp Fiction, Pulp Fiction, Pulp Fiction, Pulp Fiction.
Blasting on the video,
on
September
the home
12th.
video September 12th.
Beautiful, man.
So
That's a cool poster.
yeah, man.
I'm glad you pulled this because I think that video store posters are an untapped market right now because, for the longest time, poster collectors didn't touch the video store posters because they weren't really deemed desirable.
Right.
But I think now with the rise of VHS, people are going to want a lot of these matching posters to go with their graded tapes. And I think right now they're good buys, a lot of them.
All right. So
Original poster?
huh?
It's original?
Oh yeah. Yeah, just because it's basically an ad for the VHS release. So this
Yeah,
is
you would always get
95.
those. They would send those to the video stores. They would be like coming to video on this date, and it's always the exact same poster. They would just do the video store thing. And
Yeah, I remember if the movie was big enough, it took forever for it to come out on video.
12 to 16 months usually, yeah.
Yeah. So I think this came out damn near a year after it came out in the theaters.
A lot of logistics, not like today when you drop them on a DVD and throw it out. A lot of logistics to, print them and stuff.
You know what? It's still jarring to see a movie come out in the theater and then like a month later, it's just like out on video or like
Streaming. Love those streaming.
It's still jarring to me. I'm old school like that, so.
I remember like counting down the days to a VHS release. I'd be like, all right, 312 days to Independence Day. Let's go.
Oh my God, dude. I was counting down to like Batman. Like
Yeah.
I was dreaming about owning Batman. Yeah, September 12th. Ah! All right.
I remember like I used to go to I'd be the person who would actually go to the video store and I would specially order the widescreen versions of VHS. Like I would be like, I need the widescreen version of Jurassic Park. They'd be like, that'd be 4 to 6 weeks. I'd be like, all right, I'm ready. I'm waiting.
Pablo showing off.
Ooh, Pablo.
You're gonna find one of those Pulp Fictions, man.
Man, those are hard to get. Those are getting hard to get. Didn't Mikey just jump in out of nowhere?
Yes, finally.
Yes, I did.
Been
Yes, I did.
MIA.
I'm finally back.
We've
Hey, Bob,
missed
who that
you.
is? I need my glasses. Hold on.
And excuse the weird angle because I'm doing this on my iPad and the camera's like weirdly positioned.
Let's see what you got, Mikey. Let's see your new tapes, Mikey. What do you pick up?
Well, so yeah, I mean, I haven't been here in so long, so like, I've got kind of some stuff that's like it's not even new, but it's new. One of my favorite ones I grabbed recently, and I really hope I haven't shown it on here yet, but I might have, but I don't think.
There it is.
This is
Gordon.
the meta release of Flesh Gordon.
That's cool, man.
Flesh Gordon.
Done. And this is actually
One of the greatest movies of all time.
Movie.
Is it like a porno movie? That's porno.
No, not to be confused. Now, if you go, do not buy this for your kids. It's not Flash Gordon.
Now, this movie was genuinely a cult classic. Actually, has decent reviews, and like people just loved it. It's obviously a take on Flash Gordon, where but a little bit more X-rated, and it's just, I mean, it's badass. So I mean, it's. Look, there's the back of it too.
If you guys haven't seen that movie, I mean, there's
but
isn't it Emperor Wang and like his sex ray or something in that movie?
yeah, something along those lines, basically. Something along those lines. And
This is the high production porn of the 70s, guys. This is like
no, dude. It was a huge hit. It was a huge hit. And
it's actually a really interesting movie.
A meta release of this, which actually this technically isn't. It's just the meta box, if you want to get all technical, because on the back of it, we got media watermarks. So it's not the first release, though IGS claims it is.
It wouldn't have been, yeah, because meta it should have been a 78 with no watermark, but
it's the first print box.
Yeah, first
but
box.
That's not what it is.
But still,
this is
freaking
the
rare
meta.
though.
This is the meta. I mean, a media tape inside, not a meta. But still, like, I mean, just to find even a media from this time period is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So this movie came out in '78 on VHS, and like, you know, I Colt VHS, you know, put it up there, and I put in, like, you know, a silly offer that I didn't think he would accept, and you know, he did.
I'm glad you got it. I'd like to see that too in person, Mikey.
And as a comic book fan, I mean, you can't not have Flash Gordon if you're a Flash Gordon fan. You know, you just can't. You just can't.
I still have that.
This is one of my favorite tapes I've owned. I've never seen another. I've never even seen a later release. Maybe they were told they're not allowed to re-release it.
Yeah. I still got that. I've still got that Flash Gordon meta. That person backed out on me, Mikey. So if you ever want it, I still have that Flash Gordon meta.
Dude, I do want it.
Yeah,
Of course
it's in my storage. So
Of course I want it. But you want what it's worth. Ridiculous.
for you, I'll give it to you for 12% under what it's worth. How about that?
You know, now we're kind of talking.
Or you can trade me something cool for it. You know, I like Chopping Mall.
No,
So-
eventually I'm gonna find some tape that you want, and we're gonna do a trade. That's what's gonna happen.
Shopping Mall. I told you which one I want.
Oh, you want a shopping mall?
Yeah.
I think Charles wants this one, Mikey. So I give you this one, and then you do a deal with Charles.
Slugs. Slugs is cool.
I'll think about it.
Look, Mikey. Next time I'm in Dallas, I'll get it and we'll make it work. All right.
Actually, next time you're in Dallas, that'll be for the Heritage Auction, correct?
Yeah.
So we'll know exactly how much Chopping Mall's worth.
Yeah.
And we know your asking price on that, so we can easily differentiate.
Let's go.
Rock on.
We'll make it work.
Rock on. And again, sorry for being late. I was at a little embarrassing. I was at a hot yoga class with my mom.
Oh man.
And it went 45 minutes late.
Exactly.
So I rushed here as quick as I could to get here. And
Bikram yoga, Mikey.
yeah, yoga. So
Kundalini. No, big.
what did you say, Bobo?
What is it called? Like Kundalini, Bikram, or does it have a name?
I don't know. It was just hot as fuck in there. Actually, you know, I'm from Texas. It was actually colder inside than it was outside. I think.
That's funny. Yeah.
But I was sweating my balls off. It really was. It was a good time. A lot of detox needed it. Been traveling.
It's so cold here. I got a blanket on. So.
And also,
I've been traveling way too much, con to con, and so I apologize for not being on here as much as I should have been. But you know, that's gonna change eventually. I've got a con next week, so I probably can't be here then. But after that, I think I've got another weekend off. Anyways, I'm gonna continue showing things.
Yeah. Let's see what we got.
so, here, Mikey.
This one's definitely not new because I posted it on my Instagram forever ago. It's just one of my favorite things that I got because I'm a huge
cool.
Dragon Ball Z nerd. And so this I took to do. So Dragon Ball 1 itself is actually an expensive tape. I think it's worth like $750 to $1250, and whatever, depending on the condition. Obviously less if the condition sucks. But I got this signed by the original voice actress for episode 1 of Dragon Ball. You know, the actress who played Goku, you know, even though he's a boy, was female. Like that happens a lot in animes. So it's literally signed to Mikey from Sapphire. It's like, so I love this thing. Still sealed, all that shit. It's awesome. This thing I love.
Wicked.
And what's cool is because also in animation art, if you look at the back of it, this thing, I own that cell. I own that anime.
Oh, that's cool. So
Because I'm an animation
like Dragon
nerd, so
Ball.
I own that cell from Dragon Ball. So that's that I'm thrilled about. You know, that's even used on the back cover of it. So that's pretty cool. This one, big shout out to somebody who I can't name, but
Oh wow, man.
this thing's nuts. It's beta. But
Yeah, but still,
Wow.
I love
I
those
mean-
small betas too. Those small Thor Amino betas.
Dark Crystal, you know, well, I assume first release. It's got the 29.90, got the 29.95, so it probably isn't technically first release, but you know, it's close enough. And it's just awesome. I mean,
That's
just finding
fun.
Dark Crystal in general. They don't show up. So, you know, love this thing. Absolutely adore this thing. Doesn't get much better than this.
Wow.
That's cool, man. Good find.
And then, dun.
Oh shit.
Caddyshack.
Oh, nice Caddyshack, man.
Dun. And I'm not totally certain if this is the first release of Caddyshack. This is the Warner Home Video. I don't know if there's a WCI of Caddyshack. Does anybody know?
I don't believe there is. That should be the first one.
I think the Warner is the first.
Caddyshack. Dun.
Caddyshack was 1980 movie, so yeah, that should be the first release.
Yeah, no, that would make then there wouldn't be a WCI. So
Yeah.
this is it.
That's a cool one. Great find, man.
Yeah,
Hard
I've
to find.
never seen another. I mean, large box. It's got some.
I think those large
got some
boxes
hair
are so
on it.
hard.
I don't think IGS took into account, but whatever.
Did you buy that and find it already graded?
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, I mean, I don't send anything to grading unless I'm either selling it or unless I've already bought it graded. Unless I'm selling it, I'm not grading. Because
That's
there's no
pretty
point. There's a grading war going on right now, and you understand that. So if you're selling stuff, you should authenticate it and do that because you're going to maximize your profits. But
I've been holding all of my stuff.
Collection, don't grade it yet because we don't know who's going to be the king of grading. I think VGA does a fantastic job. I love their cases. They're slimmer than all the others. IGS puts a lot of great information on their labels. I mean, even VHS DNA, though I'm not a huge fan of the case, it still is a great mantelpiece. I think it's a little intrusive, but I mean, it still is. I mean, it looks great in that sense, if that's the gaudy approach you're looking for. But the thing is that there's and they were also just acquired by Bet, so who knows how they're gonna
And more people are coming out to the market too. Like CGC's coming out soon. So
exactly, CGC's coming out, Rewind's coming out, and very soon. And Rewind, I think, has the best expert on the planet when it comes to, not when it comes to horror tapes, but when it comes to most mainstream tapes. And now horror is a whole different ball game that you need people like Charles for. And Charles just wants to hang out in Mexico and maybe come to Dallas.
Hey, Mikey, I'll tell you this. I told CGC I'd go grade for them. So.
Oh, that's close enough to Mexico.
Yeah, it's not too far, Florida.
No, it's Florida.
It's gonna be interesting for the CIBs. Like if CGC decides to grade the open tapes, like Rewind is gonna grade open tapes. VGA and IGS, they don't do open tapes yet.
No. I've been talking to Heritage about it, getting ready for this next future auction, and we're trying to add open tapes into it, but non-graded, obviously authenticated by the right people, Charles or Danny or.
I'll send you the Prowler, Mikey.
Or hey, no, but we're trying to do the best of the best. We want, obviously, the Black Devil's all from hell.
I wish I could get to my storage for you, Mikey, because
Mikey, let me see that one.
The ones that are really kicking. All of the Midnight Massacres are in it.
Yeah, Midnight Video ones.
Can you show the Devil Doll, Mikey?
Yes,
I love that cover, man.
Makes him show it every time.
I love.
This is the second best movie.
This is a great one. And when Mikey had mentioned they were looking for. Mikey mentioned they were looking for CIBs. I was like, I wish I had access to my storage because I have everything in there.
You probably have one of these in there?
Yeah.
Do you think you have a quad dead zone in there?
Yeah, I do.
No way.
Can you send me your key?
No.
Cardi, what is going on?
Send me your key. Come on, send me your key.
I got it right here with me, actually. Hold on.
I can't steal anything.
Just for you. Carter, just so you know.
Send me your key. It's cool.
Mikey just goes through everything. Here we go.
But Carter is what's going on? Tales from the Quadret Zone is the #1 horror movie to get, guys. It's the Holy Grail.
Yeah, that's the Holy Grail. And this is the what?
This is the yeah.
Jesus,
what's the back of that look like?
It's the same thorns. I'm not exactly sure, but this thing's holy.
It's the same director, Mikey. This is the same director from Tales from the Quadret Zone.
Yep, exactly. So this is number 2. This is number 2.
You can get this movie and Tales from the Quadret Zone. Those are 2 top horror movies to get for sure.
Look, Black Devil Doll from Hell. It's not really a good movie whatsoever, but the movie is great.
But this copy right here, unless someone consigns a nicer one, and I really hope they do, because I don't want to lose mine. This is going to be in the next Heritage auction.
It's a beautiful, it's a hard one to get.
Yeah,
The original
no
came in the
shade. It's a
clamshell.
really great copy, and I don't want to lose it. But like, I mean, I think it's good to show people that there are open tapes that have value because they do. And especially
really,
this close to Halloween, because the Heritage auction is going to be October 22nd and 23rd, I believe, and like that's a Halloween auction. So,
and it's really pointed the eye at the open stuff, like you said, because I've seen, because my main business for the last few years has all been open tapes, and I've seen the prices of open tapes skyrocket. Like early media Halloweens, everything is just boom through the roof. So a lot of that stuff I'm not even selling anymore. I just hold on to it because they're so hard to get in good shape. I'm just like, nope.
Give me your key.
Go find them, Carter. George said they were
here.
distributed in your area. Go find them.
I'll shave the top of my head. I'll put on a little suit. I'll look like you. I'll look like you.
You got to put on like 40 or 50 or 130 pounds, and you'll.
No, they've got silicone for that.
Carter,
I'll draw some tattoos.
Carter, you in Ohio or in Louisiana?
Ohio.
No, these were produced in Louisiana. I think George got it wrong. These movies, they were in the Louisiana area, not in Ohio.
What, Black Devil Doll from Hell?
In my opinion.
And then I got two more to show.
Oh, fuck.
I've been hunting for both.
Fire and Ice. Is this the one you told me about, Fire and Ice?
Yep.
And Mad Max is hard, dude. That's cool.
Dude, both first releases. I mean, I couldn't be happier. Like, Vestron sticker.
There it is.
No added stickers. None of that. Back Paramount. You can't even find the later release of this easily.
Yeah,
Like,
the only
I've only seen one later release of this.
A Good Times release. And you can't even find the Good Times release of that they had brought out. So
no, these are incredible tapes. And as a huge Frank Frazetta fan from comics, this is a must. And then, I mean, the artwork just done for Mad Max and the thing and just how pivotal Mad Max was in entertainment and our Lord and Savior Mel Gibson. God, it's brilliant. I mean, it's a brilliant movie. It really was. It really was an absolutely brilliant movie.
It was.
And this was just an absolute artistic masterpiece. Yeah, these are both betas. Both extremely rare. There's actually one of these on eBay right now, and I would have bought it if I didn't already own this. So I think it's on there for like $5,500. And genuinely, I would have bought it if I didn't already own this.
That's cool.
That gold sticker on the Mad Max, what does that say?
Dun, 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 dun. Platinum Recording Award. Authentic. I'm a slow reader. Give me a minute. What word is that? Audited. Audited? That's how you spell audited? Audited and certified by RIM.
Okay.
Whoever they are. And then there's like even smaller print. My eyes aren't that good.
Welcome to our spelling challenge of the day with Mikey.
It's a good thing he's pretty.
Mikey, what are those tapes so important? Tell us a little bit about the artist, so for the viewers that they don't know Frank Frazetta.
Well, this is so Frank Frazetta is the Michael Jordan of comic book art. No one else compares. And this is his animated movie that he created himself, and it's like, I mean, he has painting. He was the first comic artist to break $1 million, and now he has had paintings that have sold upwards of $6 million, I believe, and publicly. I think there's private sales that are even higher, and it's just like, I mean, he's the GOAT. Like no one compares. He started in I want to say like 1948 or 1949, something like that, in a comic book called Tally Ho. Tally Ho, no number. I own the comic art cover. But Frank Frazetta, I think he helped with the cover, but that's up for debate. And but the interior he did himself. And I bought it in like a rinky-dink auction forever ago, like just right when COVID started. But like, I mean, Frank Rosetta, he is the guy. Like a little simple sketch of a woman with his signature on it will sell for 10 plus grand, no problem. A really good one will sell for 50 plus. Like, this guy's art sells for absurd money. And we're talking unpublished. Now we're talking published stuff. It's a whole different ballgame. You get any of his original line covers that he did. Like, he did a lot of stuff for Flash Gordon and Famous Funnies. All of those covers have to be worth $1 million at this point. I mean, last sale on one was substantially lower, but like that was a different market. It's been years since one of those is sold. I imagine every single one of those is over $1 million at this point.
Didn't he do the poster art for What's New Pussycat from like the 60s?
What'd you say?
I said, didn't Frank Rosetta, didn't he do the poster art for What's New Pussycat in the 60s?
I'm not totally sure about that, but he did the album cover for Wolf Mother, and he did the album cover for Motley Hatchet's. Yeah.
Oh, Molly Hatchet. It looks just like that.
And
Molly Hatchet does.
I think Impetus. I think he did the Impetus album cover as well.
He did a few Molly Hatches, didn't he? Didn't he do like Nazareth or something too? Like the 80s ones that look
Nazareth,
like that.
not Impetus. Nazareth.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you guys are on Instagram,
he's a rock star. This guy's an absolute rock star, and no one compares. There's one comic artist that I'm like, okay, that guy can kind of draw as well, but he can't paint as well. Like, and that would be Bernie Wrightson.
Bernie Wrightson, dude.
I'm also in love with. And up until recently, was the only other comic artist who had broken $1 million for comic art.
What are you trying to show us, Pablo?
No, just it's the reflection, but the Frazetta girls on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you go to Instagram, you can see Frank Frazetta art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Frazetta girls are his like it's his daughter. That's their account, and she obviously is honoring her dad and all that. It's really a fantastic account. I love it. I love watching it, and she also posts like kind of hot girls on it too. So it's kind of cool.
I know one painting he did that I love is in the 60s is the Wolfman painting he did from the 60s. Really cool painting. You've ever seen that one?
Dude, there's so many. That's the thing. Like, I probably have seen it. It's spacing me at this point. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's like the Wolfman coming over like a rock, and then there's a guy like scared, and it's a really cool painting. It's really cool.
I mean, everything he did is just
okay, guys. So Carter. So I guess Nico was right. Those movies, according to him, they were made in Louisiana, but they were distributed in Ohio. So you have a good chance, my friend, to find Tales from the Quartet Zone and the Devil Doll from Hell in the Ohio area. You have all the antique stores, all of them.
Damn it! That is an undertaking that I'm crazy enough to.
But I will tell you this though: Black Devil Doll from Hell was filmed in Chicago, and I'll fight anybody who tells me it wasn't. It was filmed in Chicago. So, I don't have to. I can know off the top of my head. It's filmed in Chicago. Look it up.
I don't know. I can't.
You know what? I believe Charles. If Charles says so, I'm
I have no idea.
Related, Charles.
What I do know is, like I said, they were made in Louisiana, so there has to be a couple of copies in there somewhere.
Well, that could still be the distribution center.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Black Devil Doll from Hell was filmed in Chicago.
You know,
it was filmed in Chicago.
It
was filmed on the Upper East Side of Chicago.
Down there, because the people in Chicago might have been like, we don't want to.
They don't want to claim.
We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
All right, I only got a couple things I want to show you guys. First of all, Nico got me this for my birthday. Super cool.
Oh, beautiful. Still Dead Zone.
Yeah.
I love that sticker.
Oh, and happy late birthday.
Happy birthday about that.
Best horror film, it says there on the sticker.
Damn.
That's a Betamax, right?
Yes. So there was that. And then I got some, like, you know me, always buying junk, right?
Oh,
but I can't find these anywhere, and I'm excited about them because I love them. Check out all these Spider-Mans I got.
Nice.
I love them.
Very cool.
They don't focus at all. I got a couple of them.
Are those from the 80s, original, or 70s?
No, I think these ones are from the 90s.
Oh, 90s. Okay.
I would imagine. Yeah, these are from the 90s. I like them because these are definitely the ones that I saw when I was a kid. So they've got to be like 90s, 98 maybe.
Are those Fox Kids TV show?
Yeah, it's definitely the same. It's got to be the same artist for sure, because that's exactly what I thought of when I saw them. But it doesn't say Fox anywhere on them. It just has the Marvel Films thing on it, the New World Entertainment. But yeah, I never seen them, so I was excited about my Spider-Man finds. And then also this weird ass thing.
Oh, Cannibal the Musical
Oh, nice.
from the South Park guys.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
That's so cool.
So fucking bizarre, right?
there's a song in there called there's a musical song in there called Fudge Packer. So and it's very catchy.
They caught my eye because first of all, the word cannibal, and musical.
Have you ever
But
seen
also
that?
because it's from a no, I haven't seen it yet. I just bought them and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was directed by if I'm not mistaken, it was directed by Trey Parker, and it was before he did South Park. So
Damn,
it's actually a pretty cool one.
Do you open your tapes, Maya?
No, I buy ones that are already open to watch them. If I can find them sealed, I keep them sealed. But
Nice.
no. But
Ryan Brown said the DVD of Cannibal the Musical is pricey. Yeah, it's actually it's not too common. There wasn't too much demand for Cannibal the Musical when it came out, so
Shockingly.
That was a dog. So, Mikey, you went to the UFC, huh?
I went to the UFC fight. I
Nice.
went to the UFC fight.
How was
It was, part of it was semi-disappointing, but that Amanda Nunes fight was that was a bloodbath. That was one of the best UFC fights I've ever seen. And yeah, she dominated her the entire time. Amanda dominated. I'm sorry. What's the other girl's name? I'm not an actual fan. I just went for
Pena?
fighting.
Juliana Pena?
Yeah, Pena. She did dominate her throughout the entire fight, but Pena had 3 chances to arm bar her and genuinely put her in a submission. So it could have been anyone's fight at certain points. And so it was actually really interesting, even though, Nunes was kind of beating the crap out of her the whole time. And even still, Pena, damn, can that lady take a hit? I couldn't believe it. I bet $100 that Nunes was going to knock her out. And by the end, I was rooting for Pena to not get knocked out because of how many times she got hit. I was like, no, stand up.
all right, let me pause you guys here. You can rant about this as much as I end it, but we're at our hour mark, so I want to run our outro here. I thank you all for being here, and hopefully see you again next week.
probably.
Okay, that's all we got, guys. Thanks. All right.